Hi, my name's Renee, and I want to welcome you to a yoga practice. I'm going to lead you through a practice for all levels. It'll be about 45 minutes. We'll be standing, we'll be sitting, we'll be lying on the floor. I've been practicing yoga for many years and also teaching for many years. I mainly teach seniors, but teach people of all ages, all abilities. So whatever your physical ability, you can make the practice work for you. If you have any serious health conditions, you would want to check with your doctor before practicing. But for the rest of us with aches and pains or stiffness, just listen to your body, move in ways that feel good to you. Don't do things that don't feel good in your body. I'll offer modifications for different levels, or you may just skip something. That's fine. All right, so before we start, I'm going to come down. I brought some yoga blocks with me. For those of you who have taken my classes, you've used these before. We often sit on these. So if you have them, you can sit on them. If not, you could use books or a cushion. I also brought a blanket with me, which we'll use for under our knees, and maybe under, I might use it under my head. So I love props. So you might want to, if not this time, next time, grab some blankets, cushions, pillows. So for today, you can either sit on the floor, you can sit on something. I'll sit on the blocks just to show you. Or you can sit on a stool, you can sit on a chair. And you can put your legs in any position. I'll cross my legs, but you could have your legs in a diamond shape or have your legs out. The idea is in sitting is you want to be on your sits bones, so you might have to move some flesh out of the way. And you want to be able to sit nice and tall. And the idea of sitting on something is so your hips can be above your knees. And that way you can maintain the natural curves in your spine. So you want the natural curve of your low back, behind your neck. And if you are sitting on something, you can probably feel that nice long spine, shoulders relaxed. You want to think about your ears being above your shoulders and your shoulders being above your hips. So however you're sitting, whatever you're sitting on, get comfortable. Sit up nice and tall. And bring one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your heart. You can close your eyes. Close your eyes and tune into your breath. So in yoga, we often use the breath as a way to bring us into the present moment, kind of bring a more of an inward focus. So just breathe in a natural way. You might gently turn up the corners of your mouth. Notice if that changes anything in your breath. So just thinking about being right here, right now, putting everything else aside for the next 45 minutes. Using this time to nurture yourself, to care for yourself. And just be curious. Be curious about how your body moves, how your body feels in the different poses. All of our bodies are different, they're proportioned different, so everyone looks a little bit different in the poses. So if you feel like you're not looking like I look, it's perfectly fine. Make the poses work for your body. Don't try to force your body to look a certain way in the pose. So as you continue to breathe, I'll offer you to take a moment to set an intention. It can just be a positive word, maybe a feeling, maybe a word as to how you might want to feel today. It could be something you're grateful for. Could be something for yourself or an intention for someone else. Just take a moment and breathe into that thought. Letting the muscles in your face be soft, shoulders relaxed. And if at any time you need to change your legs because they get uncomfortable, just change them. And now bring your attention to the hand that's on your low belly. Take a nice big inhale and see if you can fill your belly with air as you inhale. And as you exhale, pull your belly in, belly button in towards your spine, emptying out. And then inhale, fill your belly. Exhale, fully empty your belly. Do that 2 more times. It's actually exercising the abdominals. And then bring your hands to your rib cage. Bring your thumb in back, your fingers in front, if that's okay, and your shoulders. And feel your ribs expanding, side to side as well as front to back. Take a couple full breaths here. And then bring your hands on top of your collarbones. And see if the breath can reach all the way up there. Inhaling in, exhaling out. In and out through the nose. And then release your hands onto your thighs, palms up or palms down, whatever's more comfortable. And we're going to put that all together. We're going to inhale the belly, the ribs, and the upper chest. And then exhale from the top down, emptying the belly at the end, hugging the belly button in. Inhaling belly, ribs, upper chest, exhaling all the way out. Do that a couple more times. If you're uncomfortable with your eyes closed, you can gaze softly at the floor. One more time. So that's the 3-part yogic breath. And now just come back to your natural breath for a moment. And bring your hands together at your heart. This is called Anjali Mudra. And just bow your head to your heart, just honoring yourself for taking this time for yourself today. Great. And releasing your hands. If you're sitting on something, you can come off of what you're sitting on, or if you're sitting on a chair or a stool, you can come all the way down to the ground if that's appropriate for you. I'm going to turn sideways. So again, you want to feel your sits bones. So you might rock back and forth a little bit. Your knees will probably need to be bent in order to keep your spine nice and long. And to start, we'll support ourselves with our hands. So as you can see, my back is nice and straight. If I was to straighten my knees, it would probably cause me to round. So I want to keep my spine long, my heart lifted. And then we'll just point and flex our feet. And then circle your ankles. Spread your toes. Circle the other way. And just see what your toes are doing. Sometimes some toes won't spread, others will. One foot's different than the other. Just noticing. Great. And then coming to stillness, we'll sit up nice and tall. Now we're going to take a little walk on our sits bones. So imagine you have a rope, like you're pulling a rope, and you're going to walk from side to side, pulling, like you're pulling yourself forward. Keep going all the way to the end of your mat. And then we're going to go backwards. It's a little bit harder. Still pretend you're holding that rope. Go all the way back. And then go forward one more time, but just halfway this time. All right. Whew. And then I'm going to turn forward. So we're going to stay here. We're going to bring our feet into a diamond shape. Again, sitting up nice and tall, finding that natural curves in your spine. We're going to make soft fists with the hands and just circle the wrists. So feeling a nice stretch in the top of the hand. Nice deep breaths. Circle the other way. And then turn one hand palm up, and we're going to take each finger, we're going to pull it out and then pull it down. This is good for arthritis. So one finger at a time, out and down. Out and down, and the thumb. And then take all four fingers and pull them back, stretching through the forearm. Good. And then the other hand, pull each finger out and down. And the thumb. And then all four fingers. Great. And shaking them out a bit. Then we'll bring our hands back to our shins, pulling your feet in a little bit towards you. We're going to hinge forward, keeping your back straight. You can bring your hands to your feet, massage the arches of your feet. Might try to open your feet up like a book. I think we might have done this last time. I always recommend massaging your feet. Get the front of the feet below the toes with your fingers. And then holding back onto your shins, you can bring your elbows to your thighs. And we're just going to hinge forward at the hips. So keeping your back straight, you can let your head release. Take some nice deep breaths here. Come up. Now extend your left leg out. Hug your right knee in. So again, you can use your arms. The left leg can have a bend in the knee. You can hold your foot inside your leg, or you can bring it over to the other side. Use your left hand against your knee. Take your right hand straight out in front. And we're going to follow the hand back behind you and place it on the floor. So don't try to force this twist. Keep it nice and easy, nice and gentle. You can come onto your fingertips. Maybe I should turn. And then if it's comfortable for your head, you can gently turn your head from right to left. Bring your head back to center, bring your arm back to center. And then we're going to lean back on our hands again. We're going to keep the right leg over the left thigh. Flex your foot. And then begin to bring your left heel in towards you. So you want to keep your back straight, and you're going to bring your chest towards your legs. So you can kind of lift your sits bones up and bring your torso towards your legs, bending that left knee more, just until you feel a nice stretch in your right hip. Again, keeping the back nice and straight, keeping that foot flexed, meaning that pulling the toes towards you, and make sure your foot is not on your kneecap. Taking some nice deep breaths here. And then see how it feels to just shift your legs over to the left, just a couple of inches. You probably will feel it more in your glute muscle. And come back to center. Straighten both legs out. Maybe give them a little shake, a little rub, a little squeeze. Find your sits bones again, and then hug your left knee in. Again, it can be inside the leg, or you can bring it to the other side. Holding your leg with your right hand, take your left hand out in front and follow it behind you, looking over your left shoulder. Just holding the leg here, but don't try to muscle into the twist. Just keep it nice and gentle. And then again, if you want to turn your head, finding some mobility in your neck. Turning your head to center, bringing your arm around. Again, supporting your weight behind you. Keeping the left leg over the right thigh, sliding your right heel towards you, maybe walking your sits bones forward, keeping your heart lifted, your back straight, finding that nice stretch in the left hip. You might send the breath into that hip. Don't worry about how it gets there, just intend that the breath is going to where you want it to go. Keeping that foot flexed, pulling the toes towards you. And then just shifting a little bit towards the right with the legs, just a couple inches. Seeing if that changes what you feel. Great, coming back to center. Straightening your both legs out. Sitting up nice and tall again, letting the knees be as bent as they need to be bent. We're going to inhale, reach both arms up high. Reaching for the sky. Maybe reach like you're climbing up that rope, that same rope that we used earlier to walk on the mat. So reaching right and left. Feeling that nice stretch in the side body. Reach both arms up, big inhale, and then exhale, releasing forward, letting your hands come to the earth. Don't try to force anything. Just releasing over your legs. You can let your back round this time. Let your head release. And just take a moment to listen to your breath. Maybe bring your intention back to mind. And then slowly lift your head, lift your heart, walk your hands back. And come onto your left side, lying on your left side with your knees bent, supporting your head with your hands. Send your right leg out straight in front of you with your foot on the floor. And then reach your right hand back and grab your left foot. You're going to pull your left foot towards your back. This is called cat pulling its tail. So you want to feel the stretch in the front of the left thigh. If you don't feel anything, then try pressing your foot into your hand as you pull your foot towards you. Take a couple full breaths. Good. And release. Again, your knees stacked and bent will come onto your elbow. So bring your elbow right under your shoulder, your left hand on the floor. And you want to think about keeping space between your left ear and your left shoulder. So we're going to come into a side plank. I'm going to give you 3 options. So the first one is to keep your knees just as they are. You can tent your fingers of the right hand, and you're going to lift your hips off the floor. So this might be good. You want to think about lifting up the left side of the waist. Option 2 is to straighten the left leg, stand on the right foot, and lift up. You can bring your right hand to your waist. Third option is to stack your legs. This is the most advanced version. So find what's right for you. Whenever you're complete, lower the hips back down. That's a really hard pose at any version. So let's come back to sitting. We're going to spin ourselves around. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So first, supporting your head with your hand. Knees are bent and stacked. Straighten out your left leg, foot on the floor, reach back, your left hand, grab your right foot. Pulling your foot towards you. Finding that push and pull if you need more sensation. Feeling the breath coming in and out. Focusing on whatever you're feeling, wherever you're feeling it. And then stacking the knees again, coming up onto your elbow. Elbow under your shoulder, keeping space between your shoulder and your neck. So again, you can do version 1, version 2, or version 3. Keep breathing, whichever position you're in. And release down. We're going to come right onto our bellies from here. And take a nice big sigh. Let everything go. Feel your body sinking into the floor. Lift and lengthen out your legs. Maybe wiggle your hips a little from side to side. Feel your belly expanding into the floor on your inhale. Emptying everything out on the exhale. And then we'll release the hands, bring your arms by your sides, chin on the floor. You're going to press into your pubic bone, press into the tops of your feet, arms nice and straight, and we're going to inhale, lift your chin and lift your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, so we're strengthening our backs. Take a couple breaths and lower down. We'll do that again. Inhale your chin up, your chest up. This time lift your hands just off the mat. Reach through your fingertips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And exhale, lower down. Take a deep breath. Last one. Inhale your chin, your chest, your hands, and then your feet. Reach back through your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. You're looking straight down at the floor. Breathing. And then you can bring your hands in front under your chin. Let everything go. Bend your knees. Widen your knees. And let your feet just fall from side to side. Releasing the low back. Great. Bring your legs to center. Bring your hands by your chest. Spread your fingers. Keep your elbows by your sides as you push yourself up. Curl your toes under. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press your hips back. You let your hands slide forward a little bit. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, press back. Stretching out the low back. Do that a couple of more times. Great. Coming to center. You can flip your feet, press into the tops of your feet, bring your wrists under your shoulders, keep your fingers spread wide. We'll come into cat-cow. So inhale, drop your belly, pull your shoulders back, lift your heart, and then exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Moving with your breath. We try to link our movements with our breath as much as we can. Do one more. Great. And then we'll bring the left foot back, coming onto the ball of your left foot. Think about pressing away from your mat, so you're lifting the front body up towards the back of your body. And then we're going to bring the right hand forward, palm facing in, thumb up. Keep your shoulder in its socket and look straight down at the floor. So you can stay right here, or if you want to add a balance, you can lift your left toes off the floor, lifting your left leg parallel with the floor. Don't hold your breath. Always remember to breathe and release. Just gonna move the hips from side to side. Take a breath. That's also a tricky pose. Great for the core and for balance. So let's do the other side. Extending the right foot back, coming onto the ball of your right foot. Looking straight down, extending your left arm forward. Keep your shoulder back, palm facing in, thumb out. Press away from the mat, holding here or lifting the right leg up. Breathing, focusing. And release. Let's sit back. You can sit back on your heels with your feet flat on the floor with your toes curled under, or if neither of those work for you, you can come onto your knees. Nice long spine. Let's just roll the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down and back. Let out a sigh or two. Great. Let's all come onto our knees. And then reach behind your back. You can clasp your hands behind your back. If they don't reach, you can just have your palms forward, thumbs up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And we're just going to tilt the head from side to side, stretching into the neck in a different direction. Great, and release. Bring your hands onto your shoulders. We'll inhale the elbows up, back and down. Inhale up, back and down. A couple more times. One more time. All right, we'll come back to tabletop position, this time with the knees together. Bring your hands forward and about as wide as your mat. And we're just going to circle the hips around. Let's curl the toes under. So making nice big circles. Keep your elbows bent. Just noticing what you feel all the way around. We'll change direction. Great. Coming to center. We'll curl the toes under. And we're going to press into the hands. And we're going to lift the hips off the floor. So keep a nice bend in your knees. You're going to bring your chest towards your thighs. Hips to the sky. And then straighten one leg and then the other. So you're pedaling your heels. So you want to keep your weight balanced between your hands and your feet. And then come to center. Don't worry about getting your heels to the floor. It's more important to have your hips back. So bending your knees so your hips can go back. Shake out your head. Open and close your mouth. Stick out your tongue. Let out a big sigh. And then walk your feet towards your hands, or your hands towards your feet. If you do not have high blood pressure and you're comfortable hanging here, you can hold opposite elbows. If you do have high blood pressure, you want to bring your forearms up to your thighs. And then maybe finding a little sway. And then bringing your hands to your thighs, coming up with a straight back. Coming to standing. Adjust anything you need to adjust. Feeling your feet on the ground. Feeling your nice tall spine. Just check and see that your feet are straight. And we're just going to come onto the ball of one foot and then the other, swinging the arms. Great. And then bring both heels down. We're going to swing the arms forward, coming up on the toes. Bring the heels down, bring your arms back. So forward, up on your toes, heels down, like you're sitting in a stool. I'll come to the side. So inhaling up, exhaling back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back. And then whenever you're ready, we'll hold up on the toes. Find a spot to focus on the floor in front of you. Keep your shoulders relaxed, balancing. Great. And then we'll drop the heels. We'll sit back like we're sitting in a stool, bringing your arms back again. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Maybe you can lift your toes. Maybe you can smile and pretend that all is well. Everything is well in this moment. Good. Straighten your legs. Bring your hands together at your heart and just pause for a moment. Just being grateful that we are in this body and we can do this practice today. Feeling your heart beating, being thankful for that. All right, and release. We're just going to come into another stretch for the hamstrings. We're just going to come into a flat back position. So we did this in the last video. So keep your knees soft. We're going to hinge at the hips. So you can have your hands on your thighs, pull your shoulders back. You're reaching forward through the crown of your head and back with your tailbone. You can keep your arms where they are. If you want something a little stronger, you can bring your arms out to the sides. Take a couple full breaths. Then to come up, you can bring your hands back to your thighs, or you can just come up with the strength of your back and release. We'll do that one more time. Bend your knees and dive down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Nice long spine. Looking straight down at the floor so you're not looking up. To come up, keep your arms out or bring your hands to your thighs and push yourself back up. Great. Loop your shoulders a couple of times. And then we'll bring our feet wide, heels in, toes out. Feel your feet connected to the earth. We're going to bend the knees, bring the hands down. You can cross them. Inhale, bring your arms out and up, looking up. Exhale, turn your palms out. Bend your knees, coming down, looking down. Inhale, up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. We'll bring the arms straight out. We're going to just make a fist and open the fingers really quick. Strengthening the forearms, the hands, the wrists, the arms. Good. And release. Roll the shoulders again. Now I'll go opposite to you, so turn your right foot to the right and your left foot in. Try to keep your hips forward, extend the arms out again, and then bend your right knee over your right ankle. You might need to widen your stance a little bit. Keep your shoulders down, and your knee is going to want to come in. Try to hold your knee back, and then reach through your fingertips. And then you're going to turn and look over those right fingers. Pressing into your feet and kind of pressing into the floor so you're pulling that energy inward into your hip sockets. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to drop the left hand, reach up with the right, maybe looking up. Reverse warrior, and then coming back here, warrior two. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Bring your right forearm to your thigh, reaching up with the left hand. And then maybe over your ear. So pressing in into the outer edge of your left foot. Feeling the stretch from the tips of your fingers all the way down the left side of your body. Now imagine someone grabs that left hand and pulls you up. Back to center, back to warrior two. And then we're going to straighten the left leg, drop the left hand, reaching up with the right. And bring your arms back to center, still facing forward. Send the hip away. Drop your right hand down, reaching up with the left, coming into triangle pose. lifting up, coming back to center, turning your feet forward. We'll release the hands. Take a deep breath. Just standing strong in the legs. Bring your hands onto your hips. Bend your knees a little bit and find that flat back position with the feet wide, shoulders back. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can bring your arms out by your sides. And coming back up. We'll do the other side now. So your left toes turn to the left, right toes come in part way. Bending your left knee over your left ankle. Relax your shoulders. Reach out through your fingertips. Press into your feet. Pull the energy into your hip sockets. Gaze out over your left hand. Nice long spine. Drop the right hand. Lift the left. Back to warrior two. Forearm goes to the thigh. Right arm reaches up. Maybe overhead, pressing in into the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, reach up as if someone's pulling you up. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Reach up with the left hand, looking up. Coming back to center, send your hip away. Drop the left hand, reach up with the right, coming into triangle pose. Back to center, turn your feet forward, hands to your thighs, bend the knees. Lean into your hands so that your arms are supporting you. Straighten out your feet. Send your tailbone back. And then we're going to roll one shoulder in. Take 2 big breaths here. And then bring the other shoulder in. Back to center. From here, we're going to come down, back down to the floor. So you can, to walk your feet in, you can come into a squat, a wide squat. You can balance on your fingers, or you can bring your hands back to prayer pose, or you can bring your elbows inside of your legs and press your knees into your elbows. Breathing here. Great. And release. And we'll come all the way back to the floor. All right. So we're going to make our way down onto your back. Just move this. So come all the way down to your back. Stand your feet on the floor. If you have a little blanket, you can put it under your head, but not anything high, not like a pillow, just something that's only an inch or two thick. Lengthen the back of your neck. Palms on the ground. And we're just going to tilt the pelvis forward and back. So to do that, as you exhale, press your low back into the floor. As you inhale, let your low back arch. Just a little forward and back. Just trying to find some mobility there. Great. And then come to center. Where you feel that natural curve in your spine, behind your neck and in your low back. Take your right foot and just step it forward just a couple of inches. So your knees are still, your thighs are still parallel, but your right foot's a little bit in front of the left. Press into your hands and into your feet, and on your inhale, lift your hips up, and exhale, lower down. So you can keep moving here in and out of this bridge pose variation, or you can hold with your hips up. So really feeling strengthening in the left glute, the left hip. Breathing. And lower down. And then bring your right foot in and bring your left foot a little bit forward. And we'll do the same thing. You can stay in a moving bridge, inhaling up and exhaling down, or you can hold in the up position. And slowly lower down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. You might lift your low back right up and place it back down. And circle your knees, massaging your low back. Circling in both directions. And then bring your right foot onto the floor. Bring your sole of your left foot towards the sky. We'll do half happy baby. So you can grab behind your thigh, or you can reach up for your foot. You're going to pull your knee down into your armpit. You might find some movement. You can rock side to side. You could bend and straighten that leg. Just kind of playing here. I'm not sure if we did this in the last video or not. And then coming to center, straighten out the right leg, and then place your left foot on top of the right thigh. Bring your arms out to a T. And then you're going to roll onto the right hip, letting your right knee come towards the floor. Now, if the floor is too far away, you could take your block. If you don't have a block, you can take your right hand and hold that knee. And try to keep the left shoulder on the floor. Just breathe into this nice twist. You can place your head either looking up to the sky or maybe turning to the left. Nice deep breaths. Back to center. Just give that left knee a big hug, squeeze it in, press out through your right heel, flexing both of your feet. And then standing your right foot on the floor, lifting your left leg, holding behind the thigh, pulling your knee into your armpit, or reaching up for the foot or your shin, wherever you can reach. Bringing your knee down towards your armpit, either finding stillness or finding some movement. Try straightening the leg, or moving it from side to side. Find a little opposite resistance, a little push and pull. And then coming to center, straightening out the left leg, putting your right foot on your left thigh, arms out to the side, rolling onto your left hip, letting your right knee fall to the floor, to a block, to your hand. Just kind of enjoying this nice, easy twist without any forcing, just relaxing. Letting the breath start to slow down. And rolling onto your back, drawing that right knee in, giving it a nice big hug. Press out through your left heel, flexing both feet. Lengthening both legs out. Inhaling, bringing both arms above your head. Taking a nice full stretch. You could hook your thumbs, could reach with your right fingers, right heel, and then left fingers, left heel, side to side. And then coming into a comfortable position to rest. You can have your arms by your side, palms up, or you can place your hands on your torso. You can bring your legs up on a piece of furniture. Just find a comfortable position to relax. You could lie on your side, anything that feels good to you. Just taking a few minutes to let your body incorporate the poses. Trouble with this. Having little headphone troubles. So let's take a minute. Let's engage all your muscles and squeeze everything. Squeeze your face, your hands, your toes, your glutes, and then let everything release. Again, squeeze everything, tighten all your muscles, squeeze, and release. Just feeling your weight on the floor, letting everything soften, relaxing your face, releasing your jaw, relaxing your shoulders. Just taking this time to rest. You can stay here as long as you want. If you don't want to end when we end, if you're comfortable, just maybe you'll fall asleep and take a little nap. It's all good. So feeling your breath coming in and out of your body. Inhaling peace, exhaling, letting go. Inhaling peace, exhaling, letting go. Bringing your attention back to your breath if your mind wandered off, which it probably did. Feeling the breath again, coming in and out. You might begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then rolling onto one side. Taking a breath there. And use your arms to gently bring yourself up to a seated position. Bringing your hands together at your heart, keeping your eyes closed or lowered. Sitting up nice and tall, feeling that nice long spine once again. Bowing your head, honoring your indwelling spirit. Maybe bringing your intention back to mind if you set one in the beginning. Breathing into that intention. And I offer each of you a namaste. And namaste means the light in me honors the light in you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.